Hello, everyone. Welcome to Government 2306, that is Texas Government, in the second 8-week session of the Fall 2018 semester. My name is Karen May, and I will be your instructor for this class. I have created this short video to give you a bit of an introduction to the Canvas page, to the course, and to pass along some important information that you need to know. So we'll go ahead and get started with that. So this is the first page, or the home page to the Canvas class, and it's from here that you should be able to access just about everything that you need to get to for the course itself. And I just want to point out a few things for you. If you scroll down here, you have a collection of buttons that can get you to all the places that you need to go. These will take you to pages for the individual units. And then these have other important course information. The first thing I'm going to talk about is the syllabus for the course. So this is Texas Government 2306. You have here my contact information, my email address down here. That's probably going to be the easiest way for you to get a hold of me in this online class. I do have an office on the Corsicana campus, but I am not teaching on the Corsicana campus this semester, so if you do need to see me in person, the best way to do that would be to send me an email and we will arrange something between the two of us. Otherwise, most of our communication can probably take place over email for the most part. So this is Texas Government. We'll be covering things like the Texas Constitution, the structure of Texas government, policies, as well as politics within the state of Texas, political culture, and things like that. There is a textbook for this class. It's called Texas Politics Today. It is the 18th edition by Jones Maxwell and Company here. It also includes with this textbook MindTap, which is a software program that comes with the textbook, and that's where we're going to be doing most of our coursework for this class. So there are a couple of different ways that you can get the textbook as options for you. The first of these is to buy a hard copy of the textbook. That will come with an access code that can get you onto the MindTap class. If you are borrowing a book from, say, a friend who took this class before, you will need to buy a new MindTap access code to actually get on to MindTap. You can buy that directly from the publisher. You can also buy it through the bookstore. If you have any questions, they should be able to help there. There's also another option that is available this fall, and that is called Cengage Unlimited. There are a number of courses in Navarro College that use Cengage textbooks, and as that is the case, Cengage has put together this package for us, Cengage Unlimited. If you buy this package, it is $120 for 2 semesters, so it would go for the fall and the spring. Then you can have access to any Cengage textbook that you need for any class. So if you are taking Texas Government and, say, a history course, world civilization, and, say, an English course that uses a Cengage textbook with MindTap access, then you can get access to all 3 of the textbooks for those courses with just this one subscription. So it is pretty cost efficient if you've got multiple classes that are using these books and this software. But it'll be up to you to decide which is the best way for you to go forward. But you do have a couple of options there. So, in this course, this is an online internet-based course, so you will need regular access to a computer and a reliable internet connection. If you are lacking in either of those things, then you're going to find it to be very difficult to succeed in this course. You are expected to spend a minimum of 6 hours a week doing coursework, as this is an 8-week course. We're taking what is essentially 16 weeks worth of material and cramming it into half the time. So we're basically going to be diving in at the deep end in this course. So you will need to make sure that you have that technology in place, computer and the internet connection. You also want to make sure that you get your book pretty quickly, because today is the first day that you'll be able to work on class assignments, and you probably want to get started on those as quickly as possible as well. So as for grading in the class, it is split up into 4 sections. I've just noticed that this syllabus is kind of old, so I'll be doing an update of it as far as the percentages and things like that. Hopefully by the time you watch this video. There are 5 unit exams. They will make up actually 50% of your overall average. They will open at 8 a.m. and close at 11:59 p.m. And you'll usually get about 3 days or so to complete those. The days that the exams are open are on the class calendar, which we'll be looking at next. The exams will be a mixture of multiple choice, true, false, style questions with the occasional short answer maybe thrown in here and there. Another place where you will be getting grades, the second largest area, will be from those MindTap lab assignments. MindTap assignments will be given for each unit and must be completed over the duration of that unit, usually about 8 to 10 days is the length of the units. MindTap assignments will constitute 25% of your overall grade. You do get an average grade from MindTap, and it's that average that I'll be taking and plugging into the Canvas gradebook in order to get that percentage in Canvas. The third sort of largest part of your grade will be the signature assignment. Signature assignment is a written assignment, an essay that is no less than 1,000 words, and it is aimed at evaluating the core objectives of critical thinking, written communication, which we are required by the state of Texas to address in these courses. I will have more information for you on the signature assignment in another area of the class, and we'll look at that a little bit later in the video, but that will account for 15% of your overall grade. The last portion of the grading will come from miscellaneous instructor-created assignments. These are assignments that will appear on Canvas and include things like the syllabus quiz, which is the first assignment that you'll need to complete, and discussion posts for units 1 through 4, and that will make up 10% of the overall grade. So attendance is required. Regular daily or perhaps weekly attendance is required, and you take attendance in an online class by completing classwork and turning in coursework. The first thing that you are required to turn in is the syllabus quiz. That is due this Friday, October 26th. That will be ultimately the attendance establishing assignment for the course, and you have to complete that before you can do other coursework on Canvas. So make sure that you get that done pretty quickly as we get into the class. So all of the assignments, including the exams, are all open for a period of time, usually a few days for the exams and a week or so for all of the assignments. So you have the ability to schedule your time as it works best for you as you're taking the course. But as they are open for a period of time, you want to make sure that you get them done within that time period. Don't wait until the very last day to do all of the assignments that come up. If you do, however, have some kind of issue, technical issue of some sort that prevents you from getting assignments or your exam in on time, then please let me know before the due date for that assignment or for that exam, so that we can work on something to get that assignment or exam completed for you. Don't send me an email a week after an exam and tell me that you missed it because of some technical difficulty. because my first question will be, why didn't you email me at the time to tell me of this technical difficulty? So generally speaking, late work is not accepted unless you have arranged something with me prior to the due date for that assignment. So make sure that you stay on top of that. So there is no cumulative final in this class. The final exam is required to be taken during the final exam week. We will be taking the Unit 5 exam for that time, and you can see the final exam schedule there. Another important note here, if you send me an email, be sure to use your Navarro College email address. Occasionally, the email server will filter out emails that come from outside sources, potentially as spam. And so it's possible that if you send me an email from an outside server, that I won't get it because the Navarro email server has filtered it. So to make sure that all of your communications to me are going through, then make sure you send emails via your Navarro College email address to my email, or you can send messages through Canvas, and I can usually get those as well. Important note here about academic integrity. We want to make sure that all of your coursework is your own. So that means making sure that as you write your essays, that you are properly citing any outside sources that you consult in order to avoid plagiarism, and making sure that you are taking the tests on your own and not Googling answers and things like that. If you are found to be cheating either on an assignment or plagiarizing a paper, you will get a 0 on the assignment the first time that happens. If it persists, then I will be reporting that to the college, and you may see a failing grade in the class and other disciplinary consequences from the college as a result of that. So it's best to avoid it altogether. Make sure you're doing your own work generally in the class. So the last thing I want to point out on this as far as classroom policies, and that is how we conduct ourselves, particularly in discussions. So we will be doing online discussions, and these can be of a sensitive nature. This is a politics class, and we will be discussing our politics, and you are encouraged even to disagree with your classmates. I merely ask that you disagree politely with your classmates. If you don't like what they're saying, then explain why, but please avoid sort of calling names and things like that. That's unnecessary. So you can see here the breakdown of the chapters into the units that will be going on. The last 2 units are the smallest ones, being 2 and 1 chapter respectively. You have down here as well links to important services and other things through the college that are all available to you as well. If you click the next button, then that will take you to the course calendar, which is a nice sort of visual for the due dates and everything like that. You can click on that link there and you can download a PDF of the calendar, or you can use the file preview and bring it up in your browser, which is what I'm doing here. So like I said at the beginning of the video, we are going to hit the ground running in this first class. So Unit 1, which is chapters 1 through 3, will open today. So you can start doing coursework for that. Your syllabus quiz, as I said, is due on the 26th. That's not on the calendar here, but just keep that in mind. First discussion post will be due on the 25th. Responses on the 28th. First exam will open on the 30th and close on the 2nd. Unit 2 will be from the 3rd to the 14th, with the Unit 2 exam closing there. Unit 3 will be slightly longer because that's going to compensate for the Thanksgiving Day holidays. It will open on the 15th and close on the 27th of November. Unit 4 will open on the 28th and close on the 6th of December. And then Unit 5 is the shortest one. It's just 1 chapter long. It will open on the 7th. That exam will close on the 13th of December. Your grades will be posted by the 14th at noon, or probably just after noon. The essay, the signature assignment, is due on the 2nd of November. Alright, so if you scroll down here and click next, that will take you to the syllabus quiz. This should be the first assignment that you're completing in the class. It is just 10 questions long. It has a time limit of 30 minutes. It should be a relatively straightforward, there it is, grade for you there. So you just click the button, take the quiz. Like I say, it's due on October 26th at 11:59. So make sure that you get that done. Alright, so going back home, the next thing that I want to make sure that you get a look at is information about the signature assignment. So the signature assignment is the written assignment. It's an essay no less than 1,000 words long, which if you're counting pages is between 4 and 5 pages, depending on how you are writing it. Oh, that hasn't been unlocked yet. Okay, I'll have to make sure we do that before y'all get in there. I'll just simply pull that up there. It hasn't been unlocked yet because I haven't taken the syllabus quiz as a student. So you will have to take that syllabus quiz before you can access any of this other information. The paper is a policy analysis for the state of Texas. We'll be picking out a policy topic and looking at how the state of Texas is dealing with that. We want to look at, to have an explanation of what the current policy is, reasons that we might change that policy, what type of changes we're looking at, what options we're looking at. I want you to weigh those options, pros and cons of each one, and then give us your recommended course for that particular policy. This is something that that happens actually in government policy reports, and so here's a handy link here. Excuse me. Sorry, for how to write a policy report as well. If you click the next button after that, that will take you to a page with some suggested or perhaps potential policy topics that you might consider writing about in the state of Texas. This is by no means an exhaustive list, and so you're welcome to go to find something outside of this to write about, but pick something that you are interested in. Papers are always far more enjoyable to write if you are interested in the topic that you're writing about. So pick something that is of interest to you in order to write about. So going back home, the last thing that I want to make sure that we look at is MindTap. So if you click on this MindTap button, excuse me, this will take you to an instructions page. If you click on this link, that will show you a video that takes you through the process of registering for MindTap. If you've never dealt with it before, I highly encourage you to watch that video. Generally, the process is pretty straightforward, but it always helps to get that instruction from the outset there. If you have used MindTap before for a previous class, then you already have an account with Cengage, and you merely have to sign in to do that or to use that there. And you will have an access code that comes if you buy your Cengage Unlimited, or that comes with your textbook, that will link that account to this new purchase, basically this new class. Now, the only way that you can access the MindTap class for this class is through this Canvas page, and you get to that link by clicking on Next down here at the bottom, and that will bring up a link to take you to MindTap. This is the only way that you can access MindTap, is through this link right here. If you try and go through the Cengage website, it will ask you for a course key, which you do not have, so you have to use this link. Once you click on that link, you'll get a screen that will actually have the cover of the textbook, and there will be a little button where you can enter and things like that, and then that will bring you up to the Cengage page, which will load eventually. I have a somewhat slow internet connection. So that will come up. I have the MindTap course set up similarly to the current course. So to the Canvas course, excuse me. So you should see some similarities there between the two. There's units 1 through 5. If you open these up, you can see the relevant chapters. Within those chapters, you can see the assignments there. Most of these assignments are quite small. Even though this one is worth 100 points, it's only like 2 or 3 questions. Focus activity is going to be probably the most in-depth in that it's usually a collection of like 4 or 5 little assignments in there. And then you have occasionally these chapter quizzes. These are timed quizzes, so you want to make sure that you have 30 minutes to take that quiz. You will not be able to get into it and come back out. So you will have to take it in one sitting. So make sure that you have that there whenever those chapter quizzes pop up. So this is one option for viewing everything is in the unit view. You can also look at a calendar, which shows you how many activities are due in any given week of the course. And so you can work on it that way, and it just gives you a list of those activities too. This is a great way to make sure that you get all of those done. As you complete them, it will tell you that you've completed them as well. So it's a good way to see a list of all the assignments that are due to make sure that you get them done by the due date there. So that is MindTap. Otherwise, this is the Texas government course. As I mentioned, there are some discussion posts to do, which you can get to from either the side menu here or by using the button down there. There's also a discussion forum for if you have course questions. So if you have a question about the syllabus, about the calendar, about an assignment, or a general question about the exam, I encourage you to post it in that public forum here, because it's very likely that one of your classmates has a similar question. However, do refrain from asking personal questions about your grade or something like that on this particular forum. You can also get to the individual unit discussions here, 1 through 4, that way as well. So that's pretty much it. That's the Canvas course and MindTap. If you have any questions or run into any problems, please send me an email and let me know, and I will do my best to get that sorted for you. You may hear from me off and on during the course, particularly in discussions, as I will likely post replies on things that you talk about. But welcome to the course, and good luck. Thanks.